Hey, welcome, sales and marketing professionals, to Making Sales Social Live. I'm Stan Robinson Jr. Bob Woods won't be joining us today, but I'm here with my co host, LinkedIn Whisperer and LinkedIn Sales Insider, Bren Tillman. How you doing today, Bren?
Hello, Stan, my friend. I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here with you for a very short, but I think pretty decent live slash podcast episode.
Yep, absolutely. And now that beach season is starting, I'm not sure when the official start date is, but it's getting warm. We
Mhm.
wanted to talk about combining business with pleasure, so to speak. If you're going to be
Yes.
at the beach, how you can make some good use of your time in addition to what you're doing to get a great tan. So, Bryn, yep, I know you've got 10 great books for us, so
I
you want to
do.
dive in?
The first two are by the same author. So I'm going to start with probably the most read sales book of our time, not counting like the Dale Carnegie's, but like the modern day books, is Fanatical Prospecting by Jim Blunt. Really, like, this is almost like the quintessential book that every new salesperson reads. It just is. I have a second one from him, Selling in a Crisis. Now, he has a lot of books. I don't
Yeah.
know, dozens, if not more. But he wrote this like in the pandemic time. But as I started looking through this when I was putting together my list, and I really only expected to put Fanatical Prospecting in. I didn't think I was going to add a second book by him because I thought maybe that was an unfair advantage. But right now, there are folks that are saying, hey, it's a little slow. Things are not like as strong as they've been. Like we had last year, people were doing exceptionally well, and people are struggling a little bit. There is so much gold in this book if you feel like your pipeline has slowed down a little bit. So highly, highly recommend it. Those are the first two. Number three, I love this. This is by Kay Miller. It's called Uncopyable Sales Secrets. What I love about this is it really helps you to define your competitive advantage. Right? What is it about you and what you sell? And by the way, it's not always the product that's the competitive advantage,
Exactly.
right? So I really love this. It's a short book. You could probably read it one day at the beach. The other two are a little bit longer, but this is a relatively quick read, maybe 2 days at the most. For an even faster read, Small Lists, Big Results. This is by my friend Robbie Samuels, who is brilliant, probably the most brilliant Zoom person, like how he runs Zooms with breakouts and he manages. One of the things he does, he manages like huge Zoom conferences for corporations. But
Ah.
he put this out, and it's a little book. That's why I picked a couple of smaller books if you're only at the beach for one day. This is another one-day read, but it's really amazing how, if you have a small list, even a few hundred people, how you can absolutely convert and also then continue to build that list. My good friend, I hope he's okay with me calling him my good friend. David Newman wrote a very famous book called Do It Marketing. Probably not as famous, but I think even more impactful is his Do It Selling. This is a longer book, but he does have, there's some color and interest throughout the book. It really is actionable. And what I love about this book is you don't have to, it's not like you have to read the whole thing. There are really
Mm.
good insights, right, that help you grow your deals and ask for higher fees, even, or earn the right to have higher fees. So, for trainers, coaches, consultants, this is
Yep.
foundational, especially if you are struggling to get the right clients, the right size deals, and the right amount of money for those deals. And so I think this is an absolute must summer read. My next one, James Muir, Unsticking Deals. I haven't read it yet. So I just got it a couple days ago. I actually put a little video out on it. I love James's work. I think he's brilliant. And, you know, I personally think the hardest part of sales is the prospecting, getting to the first call. But the second thing is getting it from interest to close, right? Where does it get stuck? I believe, again, I haven't read this yet. This is literally my beach read, my first week on the beach, Unsticking Deals. So I'm really, really excited about this one. You know, I'm assuming, knowing James and his brilliance, that it's going to be one of my top 10. So I just put it in the top 10 for now. I absolutely love it. This one is by our friend Bernadette McClelland, and I am not like this huge proponent of disruption, although, you know, a lot of folks feel like disruption creates opportunity. She actually changed my mind a little bit with this. She actually shifted She actually shifted the way she disrupted the way I think, the way I think. But what I love most about this is it moves you from selling a product to selling a solution, right? Like that your insights, the value that you bring to the table is what they're buying. So love this. This is probably a 2 or 3 day beach read. This is an oldie but a goodie. And I actually am going to bring it to the beach, that if I go through Unstickable Deals, I'm going to reread Endless Referrals by Bob Burg. Now, most of you know Bob Burg as the Go Giver and the whole Go Giver series, and Go Givers Sell More, Go Givers Influence. I mean, they've got a whole series I love, but this book changed the way I sell. When I read, I mean, there are a few books that have influenced Social Sales Link in our perspective. Endless Referrals is up there. And Challenger Sale is actually one of them as well. But Endless Referrals is about how are you building relationships and how are you becoming referable. And a big thing that we teach with LinkedIn and Sales Navigator is how do you find your ideal target market and leverage your shared connections to get introductions or permission to name drop. And this book, Endless Referrals, was key in getting me in that mindset when we were building all of that out. I have 2 more. This is not a sales book per se, but I think every salesperson needs to read it. But I'm also going to say that you had said we're mixing business and pleasure. This book is or personal. This book mixes business and personal in a way that what you learn from this will not only change the way you look at business, but the way you look at all of your interactions and relationships. It is so incredibly brilliant. It really is a choice to be positive. We can reframe any situation, even some of the most difficult ones, and reframe it in a way that creates a positive world that helps our employees, our work relationships, our personal relationships. This is an incredibly powerful book by Anthony Iannarino. So love, love, love this book. And the last one I've picked, and this is you have to have a week at the beach if you're going to read this one at the beach. But Trust and Inspire by Stephen Covey. Now, Stephen R. Covey. Stephen M.R. Covey. He's the son of Stephen Covey. Trust and Inspire is absolutely one of the most powerful books. Now, all transparency, I read it on audio. I didn't read it. I listened to the whole thing. But I listened and re-listened and re-listened. and it's about reframing command and control, which is how we typically manage and lead, is command and control. Like I'm commanding people to do things, whether it's, I want you to do this, I'm controlling this. And, I think, and in some ways, I think it's like the carrot and the stick, right? Command and control is the stick, trust and inspire is the carrot. So this is really about just reframing how you say things and how you approach things that really develop deep respect, relationships, rapport, where people, when you trust and inspire, you create a much stronger bond and much more effective relationships in so many ways. And it's not a big jump. It's a small reframe. I think the negativity fast is similar. It's just reframing things. So as big as this is, and it's a big, long book, which is why I did that audio. I mean, I probably will go and read a bit. I might bring it to the beach. I loved it on audio. So I might recommend that. And I have a little bonus, which is not on my top 10, but my good friend, Eric Bam, just posted. This is like if you have 20 minutes at the beach and that's it. This is your book. It's really not, I'm not calling it a beach book, really. It is a quick book that is really inspiring, and it's called Dreaming Again, A Roadmap Back to You. I think it really took me 20 minutes to read. Like I'm not, it's not exaggerating if it's small. Under exaggerating, I'm not minimizing. Yeah. I don't know. But it is such a powerful, a little spiritual, a little connection to whatever your God is, right? Like and it's really about how good it is to dream. And I love this. And when I got it, I'm like, that's it? And then I went, that's enough. So not a beach book, like literally, like this is something, if you have kids and you have to pick them up, or a spouse at the train station, this is a great thing to leave in the car. A 10-minute late train and you're halfway through. But so that's a little nod to Stan and Diane.
Yes, thank you. Exactly. I love the use cases. Yep. Read this one at the beach. If you're only at the beach for a day, a week. So right. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's it for me, Stan.
Yes. Thank you, Bren. I hear about the beach. I forget what the word is, but through my friends. Di and I aren't beach people, even though I love to swim. So we'll do
are
it.
You more of a lake house kind of guy?
More of a, tell you the truth, more of a pool person.
Oh, well, you'll come visit me again, and we have a pool here. Yes. We'll have to do that since we're only 25 minutes apart. So
good deal.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep. And to all of our listeners, thanks for joining us for Making Sales Social Live. To learn more about our podcasts and listen to past episodes, just go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast. And when you're out and about in the coming, this is going to be a short week, but in the coming weeks, remember to make your sales social.
Hey, that wasn't bad.
We'll get it. Yep.